Well, it's always a pleasure to attend this conference and to talk to our clients. And I would say the main takeaway for me really is uncertainty. Uncertainty has been in all conversation, whether it is about the regulation framework, ESG, market risk and credit risk, of course, and to be more precise, the peak of uncertainty has been in all discussions. And what I found very interesting is there is a kind of consensus around the fact that to mitigate this uncertainty, you need to have more simulation capacity. And running simulation, doing single what-if simulation, bulk simulation, creating a forward-looking view, it's really something that we have invested a lot in over the last years. And so clearly there is a growing need for that. And this is definitely something that we'll continue to innovate in.
I think it's all around data. And before talking about machine learning, it's all about accessing data at very large scale and providing it to your end users.
Well, what we've been talking about at RiskMind is really data and technology. So obviously this is our sweet spot. But really, if you think about it, from identification to monitoring, from understanding to making decision, there is no risk management without data, and there is no useful data without technology. So talking about technology, data, how we can help our clients really to combine the data, to access it, to explore it, to create analytics, to create simulation on the data has been a big focus in the discussions. The OpenSea solutions resonate to the clients and people we have met at RiskMind in the sense that we're helping them to understand their data. If you think about it today, everyone has data, everyone is able to report data, but what is really critical is the ability to understand what you report, to understand what is underlying under the ratio, what is contributing to what you report, to understand the calculations. If you think about it today, if we take the example of FRTB, banks, they've been reporting their QIS for years, but this is not sufficient. They need to be able to understand the underlying calculation, for example, for their capital allocation, but also because they are accountable to the regulators. So keeping the control of everything from the data to the data model, from the calculation to really every single line of code is critical for banks and asset managers. And really, OpenSea has been designed in this way. We're a platform, we're not a black box. So it resonates a lot with the clients because this is an expectation of the market now to be able to see what is under the hood and to be able to access the most granular information and calculations.
I think we need to really provide, these tools that are going to address these main challenges in two forms. One as a platform for larger banks that really wants to build themselves their infrastructure, and some as more packaged solution, as fully managed cloud solutions, which means that very fast to implement, low cost, very low risk as well, and bringing this technology basically to both type of institutions.
There is a big demand for data quality and tools to help to adjust the data. Data quality can go to being able to spot outliers automatically, which is something that OpenSea offers to the clients. It also goes to being able to adjust the data. Once again, we have this versioning capability or forking capability, to take the words of some of our clients, where you're going to be able to create different versions of your data and to adjust it. And with this, you need an adjustment workflow to be able to see how the data has been evolved, and you want to be able to go back in the past to see how you have tweaked your data. So there is a big demand around this data quality, and again, it goes with being able to spot mistakes, to see if the data is complete, but also to be able to adjust the data on the fly.
I think as its name stands, it's one more risk. We have seen market risk, credit risk, liquidity risk as now a very mature area, although the data angle is not necessarily as mature. I think climate risk is going to follow the same pattern. We need infrastructures that are going to cope with all this data. It's maybe less about model, more about collecting data, moving from macro information to micro information. And once you have this micro information, being able to exploit it and combine it with all the other type of risk that I just mentioned. Well, I think this granularity of access of information is just going to accelerate. I mean, we have today this need for granular and historical information for own usage, for regulatory reporting. Now we're going to need to even report this granular information. So it's not just for own usage. And I think the next step is make that as a commodity. We have access to all this information and focus on the analytics and focus on the output.